Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate my round 1 battles in the tournament, the Summit the Langrisser. And my first battle was against Aggblade, who is a Season 3 top 64 player. He has actually incredible total power at 585k with 403 classes mastered. So you can see just from his stats here, for example, Deedlit with 8732 power, that he has put serious time and effort and money into the game. Okay, so very powerful player, and so let's demonstrate the 2 matches at this point. So I actually ended up losing both matches, okay, but the first match he legitimately beat me and he played very, very well. The second match, I just made a horrible mistake, okay? So I'll be actually going to go over the second match first, because it's almost embarrassing what I did to cause me to lose. It's going to be a pretty short coverage. Alright, so the pick ban here is both sides banned Listel initially. I played my juggler and lose Zerda and Hiei. Or Zerda and Yusuke. One thing I should mention is my current party is running Diharto, Illustrial, Zerda, Omega, and Hiei. So there are actually 5 assassins in my party. Okay. Aggblade has a very, very traditional meta party, like almost completely meta. Okay, with Joshua, Yusuke, Mystery Knight, Zerda, Luna, Iris, Lantius, Bozel, Leonhard, Weiler, Claret, Juggler, Deedlit, Liana, and Listel. So he has pretty much what you can think of as the top tier party at this time. So I've banned Listel, Zerda, and Leonhard to start. The Leonhard ban was because Leonhard actually did very, very well against me in the first game, so I just got rid of him early. And without having Lantius as a tank, since I'm using Juggler, it was more important to ban Leonhard here. So I started with Illustrial. And now he bans my Omega and Diharto. So my faction buffer, my second faction buffer I should say, and another assassin. And he plays Mystery Knight. So I now ban his Juggler, his other tank, and Bozel. And I play Deedlit. I now lose Hiei and Lantius, right, my Blast Assassin. And Aggblade plays Claret. So, actually, side note, Deedlit is a sort of questionable choice here, given that I'm facing against Lantius, but I felt it was worth it. So, I now play Liana next, and my bans were 2 healers, right? Liana and Weiler. So I'm kind of forcing him to pick a healer. And right now, Aggblade bans my Weiler and my Iris, and plays Deedlit. Finally, I ban his Iris and Joshua, and then I play Luna, while Aggblade chooses to play Yusuke. So let's jump in. And right here, this is where I made the absolutely critical mistake, which definitely 100% lost me this game. Juggler brought Sacred Beast him, Mark up the Sacred Beast, and Beast Shock. He didn't have Triton. So that really made him almost useless, okay? What he should have had was Secret Beast him, Mark up the Sacred Beast, and Triton, not Beast Shock. And you'll see what happens because I brought the wrong skill, okay? So, first turn is just a bit of maneuvering forward with a few characters. And because I saw Illustrial activate Breeze, right away, I had Luna win God Realm, so that Illustrial had maximum distance to attack the enemy. Okay. So Juggler now activates the faction buff to buff everyone up. And Aggblade puts Yusuke a little bit ahead. I now Gospel up. And finally, Liana Gospels herself, since everyone else is faction buffed. So now, this is where my mistaken skill choice comes into play. I use Secret Beast him to charge forward and AoE. I did not even realize I brought the wrong skills until the Master of Ice did no damage at all. When I saw that there was no damage, I took a look and I realized that I didn't have Triton. So that's why my attack is incredibly low, 813. Because I'm not getting 1.4 times my defense added to my attack. So that was a massive, massive mistake, okay? And Yusuke uses Dark Tincture, just wipes out all of Juggler's soldiers, but doesn't actually damage Juggler. So, I now have Deedlit charge forward, Sea of Miracles, rush forward some more, and then use Elven Aura to hit Claret and kill her off in one shot. And then heal Juggler further. So, Mystery Knight comes up, attacks my Juggler, and Juggler still lives. Okay? First of all, keep in mind that the reason I took so much damage is because the Lobster Behemoths are not in water. I don't have Triton. So, if I just go back a few steps, for example. Right? Oh no, I was in water. All passable terrain is treated as water. Ah, I lost it because of Deedlit. When Deedlit charged in, using her Elven Aura, it removed Juggler's water buff. Right? Okay, so Lobster Behemoths were no longer considered in water, and so the Knight of Mysteries attack nearly one-shotted my Juggler. Juggler survived because of he chose to bring bring Holy Pegasus on the Knight of Mysteries. So the Holy Pegasus didn't have enough attack, and thus Juggler barely lived. Kind of funny. 59 hit points. Alright. So the key point there though is that, you know, Juggler did live at the end of the day. So now, what I do is I run Illustrio forward to attack Dinmi Deedlit. And Deedlit survived with 269 hit points. So the only reason Deedlit lived is because I didn't have Triton on Juggler. Like I said, a massive, massive mistake. So, I act again, Illustrio. And here's the second mistake I make. Okay. So, Illustrio attacks... Deedlit attacks my Deedlit, and does basically no damage. This second mistake is that I had Illustrio charge forward and kill off the Knight of Mysteries. Okay? I should have killed Deedlit here. I had a choice of who to kill, basically, with Illustrio. And I chose Knight of Mysteries, which ended up being a critical mistake. Because Illustrio is now killed by Yusuke. So I no longer can ignore Landius' guard. So, I send Luna charging forward, but he activates Bloodline Magic Armor, and between Bloodline Magic Armor and the Royal Cavalry damage reduction, Luna did absolutely nothing with that Raging Thunder. And then Deedlit, doing a single target strike, heals up. Although she does not heal up Landius, because Landius got applied with the Cursed Lance debuff. Right? So right now Landius cannot be healed. That's why he didn't get healed up. Okay. So he acts with Landius to attack my Deedlit. And in order to keep Deedlit alive, I move her first, relying on the Elven Aura to keep her, to save her. So now he gets to act with Deedlit, attacks my Liana, and that provides some healing to Landius again, bringing him to reasonably healthiness. I had Luna attack the enemy Yusuke. Could not kill it, but, you know. It was to do what I could. So now Landius activates Resplendent Legends. He's currently guarding these two. And I Sea of Miracles. Yusuke activates Demon Domination. And now I have Luna, once again, Raging Thunder attack Landius. So this kills Landius for the first time. Deedlit attacks my Liana, but I act again Luna. So with this, Luna gets a second attack at Landius. So I do have a chance to still kill off Landius at this time, right? Even though Deedlit provided great healing to Landius, I still have a chance to kill him right now. So I launch my second attack, and Blood Shield activated again. The Bloodline Magic Armor activation kept this Landius alive. And with that, Sea of Miracles, right? Deedlit gets to attack. Elven Aura crushes my Liana, and the battle's now over. Okay. So, overall, fairly interesting. I still actually had a few chances to win, despite my massive error with Juggler, and despite my incorrect targeting choice with Illustrial, right? But yeah, because of those mistakes, I lost this match. Really, it was just, so this shows just how important it is to bring the right skills, long story short. This match really should have been my win. You know, Deedlit should have never survived in the first place, but nonetheless, overall, I felt it was a pretty interesting battle. You know, worth covering, even though I completely screwed up the skill selection on my Juggler. Right? And it showed a lot of elements of, like, you know, how powerful Deedlit can be if she's allowed to keep fighting and heal and providing healing, right? It also showed how Elven Miracle, the Forest effect, can remove Juggler from being in water. So that can be an issue when bringing Deedlit along with Juggler. But overall, I felt this was an interesting battle, and so it's just unfortunate I totally screwed up my skill pick selection. So that was the first loss, which was just a terrible mistake on my part. The second battle, or the first battle as the case may be, is a battle that shows why it shows exactly why range and high mobility is so important now, okay? So, I banned his Listel first, he bans my Zerida first, and plays Landius. Okay, he plays Zerida and Mystery Knight, and I play my Landius as well for this first battle. He now bans my Juggler and Listel, and plays Leonhard. So, I ban his Juggler and Yusuke, and play Bozal. Next, I lose Omega and Hiei. So at this time, I actually had Shafaniel instead of DiHarto in my party. I should mention that. And Aggblade plays Joshua. Okay. Next, Deedlit and Luna are banned. I play Illustrial. I now lose Yusuke and Deedlit, and he plays Bozal. He now plays Claret, or I ban Claret and Iris, leaving him with just healers, two healers, Liana and Waller, and I play Liana. And finally, he bans my Waller and Iris, leaving me with the choice between Luna and Shafaniel. Okay. And he plays Liana. I thought about it, and I decided to play Shafaniel instead of Luna. Okay. Which was probably, honestly, a mistake. Actually, it was 100% a mistake. So, a few points about this. First of all, this battle will show that I dramatically underestimated the power of Joshua. Dramatically. Okay, I would have been much better off facing off against Yusuke than Joshua here. Second of all, Shafaniel deserves to be removed. You know, it's this. My party is slow except for Illustrial, and this shows why slow parties start suffering in Apex Arena. Okay. So, initial phase is setting up and so on. One thing I should mention as well, okay? Some very interesting soldier choices on the part of Aggblade. For example, he has Crystal Warlocks on Bozal, because they can reflect physical damage, and they also restore 30% hit points after taking action. Alright. Leonhard has the expected Highland Warriors. Joshua, though, has Guardian Infantry, which was a big surprise to me. I guess he was relying on the Guardian Infantry with the extra defense, right? 45% extra defense when attacked as to tank for Joshua. So that would reduce the damage Alastro can do to Joshua. So very interesting soldier choice. I can't say it's wrong. And I completely messed up as well. I had my Alastro bring Demon Hunters instead of Bone Dinos. So I was totally hard countered by this Joshua soldier choice. If I had brought Bone Dinos and melee attacked Joshua, for example, I could have killed him. But with Demon Hunters, there's no chance of that happening. So this was a misbuild on my Alastro, right? I should have gone for Bone Dinos and Onrush. Other than that, you know, Leonhard has pretty standard Fusion Dark Emperor Sword, Air Slash, and Instant Transfer. And not too much else to say, so let's begin. So I just start maneuvering forward a bit. And it's just the setup turns initially. So, due to various, and then I had Liana Gospel up my Alastro. So I should also mention, due to various mistakes made here, with skill picks and so on, I currently have no real way to kill off the enemy targets in one hit. So massive errors with Alastro's skill selection. So I'm just hanging forward, or I'm just activating Peace of Mind, hanging back initially, and now Aggblade uses Instant Transfer on Leonhard. So now Leonhard has 5 mobility, right? Between Apex Boots plus Sword plus the Instant Transfer, it's 5 mobility charge up. So after thinking about this, I considered I could have moved forward to maybe attack, but I felt it was safer to retreat, so I did. Because by retreating Shafenio back like this, I'm actually outside of the Fusion Dark Emperor Sword 3 rings. Assuming it had 3 rings. Right? So now, Joshua uses Dark Demise here. And look at that. First, Dark Demise, because I don't have a Source of Metal on Landius, hits me for fixed damage. Right? Pretty nasty. Right? So, second, other than that though, Joshua also removed 2 buffs from my Landius with Dark Demise. So that's what I mean by I completely underestimate Joshua. Okay? Because the 2 buff removal would be another major issue, right? In addition to all that damage that I took. So some big mistakes made already. So now I just retreat back and use prayer to heal up. Actually, one other thing I should probably mention is how incredibly overpowered Aggblade's Landius is. 1442 attack, 969 defense, 751 magic defense, and 13,719 hit points. Right? By comparison, my Landius has 2,000 more hit points, but significantly less defense and magic defense. So, interesting thing to see, right? Overall, he has, I would say his Landius is probably significantly tougher than mine. Or maybe similar, I'm actually not sure. The hit points versus the defense and magic defense comparison is kind of tough to say. In any case, battle continues. So, I'm continuing to have to hold back, because this turn I'm waiting for Sword Breath to expire. And it just did, but he activated Breeze. So, I had my Illustrial choose to shoot Bozal. And then retreat back. Right? So that wiped out most of the Crystal Warlocks. And Liana uses Heal on Bozal. So I had the opportunity to use Act again on the Illustrial to maybe launch a second attack, but my thought there was if I did that, Illustrial would have no way to retreat. Okay, so I didn't do it. No. I would have been stuck on this tile, for example, because Roundabout would have been on cooldown, and so I chose not to do it. So I'm just hanging back. See, this is where the Crystal Warlocks really helped. By ending its turn, they healed up, right? So now I just decide to end my turns, waiting for Leonhard to come forward. In he comes, right? Demon Slayer removes a whole bunch of buffs from me, and then he retreats. So I just choose to have Liana gospel up my Illustrial instead of moving forward. So you can see he's constantly taking advantage of his extra mobility and whatnot. And now, at this point, I made a massively stupid error. I moved Landius up and had him faction buff. This completely exposed my Liana. Right? I forgot that this Leonhard had Apex boots, right? I was like, oh, 3 movement, you know, Liana's safe. No, he has Apex boots. So, with Apex boots, Leonhard just charges in, wipes out my Liana instantly, and I'm basically screwed. Right? And then actually, Dark Demise also reactivated. So he got to use Dark Demise, and the fixed damage killed off my Illustrial as well. So at this point, I'm totally screwed. And he even further up launches out a black hole to do more AoE damage. I have no healer, you know, battle's totally over. So I just give up at that point. So this is an example of where my party was completely outranged by his in terms of AoE attacks. Right? He could keep launching out AoE attacks and retreat back to guard range and so on, and that made it. And my AoE attackers could not get into range to attack him. So this is a very, very good example of why high mobility parties are important, and why characters like Shafaniel, like Lana, like Hein, characters who have 3 AoE range are terrible for PvP now, because they just can't get into range. You know, my Shafaniel could have launched Heaven Sanctions a few times, but the Heaven Sanction would have hit maybe 2 targets, and then Liana would have just healed it all up, right? So that's why I didn't commit my Shafaniel in. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to say in this video. You know, overall, I felt they were interesting battles. The first battle, I would say, the first battle should have been mine, flat out. Okay, if I did not screw up the skill pick on Juggler, Deedlit was dead, and then he would have had no healing and would have won. Right. So that first battle I covered should have been mine. Just a stupid error that cost me the match. The second battle, though, was just a very good demonstration of why low mobility AoE attackers are no longer viable in Apex Arena. You know, and that's everything I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful to you. And on that note, Nitro out.